Welcome back. Good Wednesday morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm Maria Bartiromo, and it is Wednesday, May 27th. It is 8 a.m. on the button on the East Coast. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton beat out incumbent Senator John Cornyn last night in the state's GOP primary runoff. It marks another successful endorsement from President Trump. This year's primary election season has seen the president triumphing in his choices, including 9 Senate candidates, 101 House candidates, and 8 gubernatorial candidates. Ken Paxton wasted no time last night in directing his attention to his far-left Democrat opponent come November, James Tallarico. Watch.
My opponent is the most extreme radical the Democrats have ever nominated. James Tallarico is a threat to everything we hold dear in this state and in this country. He's a threat to our security and our safety. He wants open borders. He's a threat to our children. He wants boys and girls sports. Gender mutilation surgery performed on kids. He's a threat to our very way of life and our values.
Joining me now is Missouri Congressman Jason Smith. He is the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. Mr. Chairman, great to see you.
It's great to be with you, Maria.
Thank you so much for being. Was that a huge win for I mean, what do you think about the Texas race and what that means come November?
To be a 28-year incumbent. 28-year incumbent senator, and to only get about a third of the vote, that was a huge win. And it was the result. The game changer was Donald Trump's endorsement. There's no question. You showed those numbers: 101 House members, 9 senators, 8 governors. The president is 100%. It's because he has a good pulse of the Republican primary voters, and they trust his judgment.
Well, I also think he's got a good pulse of what the people want, and I'm just wondering if, in fact, that's where John Cornyn went wrong. I mean, Ken Paxton doubled down after the 2020 election, suing states that he wasn't sure if it was a secure election. He doubled down on the border being secure. I mean, isn't that why President Trump got behind him so strongly?
I think it's because Ken Paxton has been a fighter, just in the examples that you gave. And that is what the American people want. They want their elected officials to fight for what's right, not just to go along to get along, but actually get out there, get out front on the issues, and be their voice.
Great
and
point.
That's what President Trump does.
How is Ken Paxton going to do against James Tallarico, you think, in November?
He's absolutely going to win. We will not lose Texas. In fact, midterm elections are base elections, and Paxton energizes the base way more than what Cornyn does. And I think that's actually going to bring out our Republican voters in Texas.
Great point. I don't think Senate leadership was very happy with President Trump's endorsement. Do you think the Republican machine will get behind Ken Paxton?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They have to. Why would you want Tallarico? I mean, that would be bizarre that you would support a Democrat for the Senate. So the Republican machine has to be behind Paxton, and they'll do it.
I want to get behind some of these big issues that we're talking about: reconciliation, with the funding for immigration, as well as China. But Republicans, you and your colleagues working on that, getting this immigration funding bill across the aisle. The GOP bill was derailed last week because of, we're told, President Trump's $1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund, a major point of contention. The fund is trying to establish a formal process for Americans who say that they were targeted through the politically motivated actions of previous administrations. I'm talking about Biden and Obama. And you know that they were targeted. We've seen it all play out. We had an internal memo from the Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee accusing Republicans of, quote unquote, political malpractice for actually pushing immigration funding through reconciliation. But you're forced to do it, right? You can't do it through appropriations.
It is a shame and disappointing that we have to pass customs and border protection through reconciliation. And the only reason why we're doing that is because the Democrats refuse to step up to the game and actually fund border and customs. They shut down the Department of Homeland for 76 days.
Unbelievable.
The longest any agency has ever been shut down. It's irresponsible, especially during the time of military conflict with Iran. It blows my mind. They are advocating stronger, Maria, for illegal immigrants than they are U.S. citizens' protection.
Now, you were of the mindset that you want to put everything you can in this one reconciliation bill because you're not going to probably get another shot at it. Although I know Mike Johnson has an intention of doing a reconciliation 3, but you got that very small window before the August recess. What's your take on this? What can you get done before the midterms?
So you're exactly right. I pushed aggressively for one big, beautiful bill because the chances for passing two reconciliation bills is extremely difficult. We're seeing that even with the skinny reconciliation bill that just funds border and ICE. A third reconciliation bill will be extremely difficult.
Yeah.
But don't count out the Republicans in the House. We've always been able to find a way at the end to go across the finish line, but it is getting more difficult with less time. We are just a few days out before the election when it comes to legislative days.
Yeah.
And you still have to fund government. You have to address FISA. You have the Farm Bill. So there's a multitude of things that have to be addressed before some of the other.
How are you feeling about the midterms right now?
You know, I am very positive, especially after the Supreme Court cases, whether it's the Virginia court case or the U.S. Supreme Court case in the last month. If you look district by district, I like the terrain that the Republicans have versus the terrain that the Democrats have. Even on our worst days, we're going to be over 212, 213 seats.
Okay.
And you got to pick up 3 to 5 toss-up seats to have the majority. And I have confidence in our toss-up races, whether it's Mike Lawler, Brian Fitzpatrick, Juan Ciscomani, Jen Kiggins, Derek Van Orden. We can win these races.
Well, the other thing is the Democrats on the other side of those people. I mean, some of them are quite extreme in terms of some of their liberal views.
That's why I like the terrain. Our candidates have came through the primary, the right people, not the outrageous extremists. However, their candidates have been the extremists. This election's truly about chaos versus normal.
Well, we also want to look at all this surveillance that was going on ordinary Americans. I mean, Senate Finance Committee Democrats are calling for a hearing on this anti-weaponization fund. Bipartisan House lawmakers also introducing legislation to limit it or entirely eliminate it. So, Mr. Chairman, what's your reaction to this? Tom Emmer was just here, and he made a really good point that, you know, the leadership is upset that there's this anti-fund, this anti-weaponization fund, and yet when they were the ones surveilled in Arctic frost, they wanted answers. And so now it's regular people who could actually get money back or get support after being targeted, and they're upset.
Isn't that something? Politicians should be treated the same way as every other day American, whether it's a weaponization fund, you name it. But what is the disgrace is that the federal government has been weaponized against the American taxpayer. When you talk to everyday Americans, one of the most feared agencies that they're feared of is the IRS. You know, they're trying to dot every I, cross every T, do everything right. They don't want to be audited. But even if you look during the Biden administration, how they targeted pro-life advocates, how they targeted parents that were testifying before school board members, weaponizing the government where they had the FBI to go after parents who testified in school board meetings. It's unacceptable. That should not happen in the United States, and we need to make sure that people are made whole because of that damage.
Meanwhile, we're all in this moment in time of AI and so much money going into AI. You heard the conversation I just had with Darren Botelho about China and how now China is joining the opposition ranks against data center build out in the United States. Your reaction, because the press just got back from China. Xi Jinping is expected to come here in September. You've got to navigate and balance a relationship here with a country you know is adversarial against America.
This is a country who sent spy balloons over our country.
Let's not forget that.
Spy balloons. And so it is real what the Chinese are doing. We've been tracking this in the Ways and Means Committee where they're funneling money. Roy Singham was brought up in the prior segment. He is the husband of the founder of Code Pink, who is organizing the protest of the data centers in Salt Lake City right now. And millions of dollars is coming from Chinese-backed groups over here to push these non-for-profits to organize chaos unrest, whether it was the LA riots, the Minnesota riots, and I bet you what's going on in New Jersey right now, when we look into it, it will be funded by foreign dollars.
That's incredible. So what are they trying to do? They just want to create chaos to stop the U.S. from progressing on data center build-out?
The Chinese is wanting to control the computation dominance. They want to control AI. They want the data centers, because if they can do that, they can control so much in the world. That's why they're doing it. If it does not happen in the United States, then it will happen in China. We cannot allow that to happen, Maria.
Does Bernie Sanders know that? Because Bernie Sanders is one of the people there saying, I want a moratorium on data centers.
I think Bernie Sanders spent his honeymoon in Russia, if I recall.
That's right.
So maybe he's aligned in a different way than you and I.
Honeymoon. Enough said. Enough said. Congressman, it's great to see you this morning. Thank you so much.
It's good to be with you, Maria.
All right, Mr. Chairman, we're watching your work. Jason Smith here in studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back. You're watching Mornings with Maria, live on Fox Business.